Hi everyone, my name is Kali. I recently graduated from the University of Nigeria in Nsukka. I studied microbiology, and before ever I started higher institution, I learned tailoring from a roadside tailor. It wasn't anything advanced, just the basics, but those basics gave me structure. I took what I learned and carried it with me into the university. I used those skills to work while I was in school. I sustained myself by sewing basic clothes, taking small jobs, and slowly improving. Over time, I realized I was creating pieces that were far beyond what I was originally taught, not because I had formal training, but because I was curious. I used YouTube, I practiced, I experimented, and I kept building on what I already knew. By the time I graduated, I wasn't just someone who knew how to sew clothes. I was already a fashion designer. I'd made clothes, worked with clients, and built real experience. And now that I've graduated, the next step for me is advanced learning in fashion design. And this part is important. I'm not going back to fashion school because I don't know enough. I'm going because I want to know better. I want structure, I want depth, I want to understand fashion beyond intuition and self-teaching. There is this idea that once you're already doing the thing, you don't need structured learning anymore. But once you're good enough to make money, you should just keep going. But here is the truth. I've learned from experience. Talent can open doors. Experience can build confidence. But structure, depth, and mastery are what sustain longevity. For me, fashion is not just creativity. Fashion is technique. Fashion is precision. Fashion is discipline. And at some point in my journey, I realized that I don't just want to create. I want to create with intention. I don't want to guess. I don't want to rely on shortcuts. I want to understand fashion deeply. Advanced fashion learning for me is about refinement. It's about learning why things work, not just that they work. It's about asking better questions. It's about correcting habits that were built out of survival instead of excellence. It's about slowing down to speed up later. I know someone listening to me right now is thinking, but won't people think you're starting over? Growth doesn't always look like moving forward loudly. Sometimes it looks like stepping back quietly to build stronger foundations. So no, I'm not starting over again. I'm leveling up. I'm choosing depth over noise. And this is just the beginning of a new chapter.